Hi guys, it's been long since I did a tarot reading, and here I am once again doing this reading today on this full moon night of February, full moon in Leo. Of course, this will reach you a few days later, but the energy will be still the same. Now, as we all know, the past 2 years have been really transformative, challenging, inspiring, frustrating, and trying in so many ways for all of us in some way or the other across the earth. None of us has been left untouched by it. So now I'm going to be doing this very different reading, finding out what is it that we've been doing to adapt ourselves, to embrace the energy of change going on since the past 2 years, and where do we stand now. Because beginning from 2022, please understand, it's going to be we are now at a transition, at literally the brink of a major new earth change, which doesn't often happen. This is a once in a while, once in a blue moon happening on earth, and we should be excited that we have chosen to be here in this timeline on earth at this point of time when this is happening, literally sent to transcend into a new earth. But this cannot really happen for each of us unless we learn to shed the old part of us that was part of the old earth, the old unhealed, shackled, bonded, disempowered self. So this reading is going to be about what is it that in your case, you need to really let go of, and which the divine, the spirit, your higher self will be pushing you. Please don't mistake it. You pushing you literally to now learn, because it's been a part of you for too long. It's been left unlearned, ignored, dismissed, or escaped from, or not fully healed in the past, not just this lifetime, but maybe many lifetimes since you've lived. And now is the time you will be really pushed, because you have to learn permanently and lastingly these lessons and close that door forever. So what is it that you have been stuck in for way too long across lifetimes, which you will now be at the brink of this new earth, you will be guided to heal? And what is the extra guidance for you to heal it? How healing that will benefit you? How will be the new life? What will be the new life that you're expected to move into once you make these changes, once you let go of resistance? So we're going to be doing all that in this reading. I have used a lot of decks, but I will be having 4 piles. So I'll be showing you those piles shortly. Please take a closer look and choose any of those piles, pile A, B, C, or D. But please remember, again, as always, this is a general reading. Everything might not resonate and for everyone in the same way. So please accept and make sense of whatever resonates, and allow it also time to make sense for you, because everything does not make sense immediately, as I always say in tarot reading. Do not allow anything you hear in this reading to disempower you or fill you with fear. Remember, this is a reading done completely in unconditional love and light, and no matter, even if things sound hard or difficult, they are always meant to guide you to highest good and deepest well-being. Spirit always works to push us towards that which is for our highest good and is meant to bring us nothing but light. Always remember that. So with that spirit, we'll do this reading. If you are really interested in a detailed personal reading for me, please feel free to connect with me. My email ID has been given here, and you can also connect on Facebook, and my rates have also been written, and I provide complete detailed audio clips and pictures of your reading within 3 business days, and I love doing that. So well, that's for you to know. And let's first now dive into this general reading for today, and I truly hope it brings you some level of enlightenment for the year and for the new phase we are all in right now. Now, please look carefully at each of these piles: pile A, pile B, pile C, and pile D. And if you like, you can pause this video here, take a moment to connect to your inner self, and then instinctively choose whichever pile you feel holds the answers for you at this point of time for this reading, which might bring you the deepest insight. So once again, we have these little silvery charms here. This is a mandala. This is a little Buddha. This is a little, again, I believe, a Zen elephant. And the 4th one has a little heart. So feel free to choose whichever of these piles, pile A, pile B, pile C, or pile D, you are most guided to at this point of time. And let's begin the reading. Okay, so beginning now with pile A, those of you who chose this mandala. All right, so let's see what is the attitude, what is the approach, what is the inner energy with which you have tried to tread through or walk through the last 2 years, 2020 and 2021, which have been particularly challenging and leading us to change for the entire earth. So let's see what is the best approach with which you have decided to deal. Have you avoided the truth? Have you dealt with truth? Or have you adopted the middle path, or however it is? All right, so I have these two cards here, uh, defining your attitude. Now, the biggest thing which has come up for you is transformation, which is also the death card. Now it says a significant life experience that requires changes to be made, powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination, releasing old belief systems. So you are some of those people who have been very significantly and quite intensely affected by whatever has happened in 2020 and 21, often in a greatly personal way, to the extent that your life might have really undergone some really big changes. Some, like there was it, to the extent that there was a certain way you lived before and that was suddenly changed. Suddenly you realized things were changing, shifting, breaking away, withering away, like sometimes like in a flash, in the blink of an eye. So that kind of change. And some of you might have felt like it was almost like too much to handle at a time, and there was resistance. And maybe after resistance there was more of like acceptance, but there have been big heavy changes of stagnant energy of the way things were earlier. Life has guided you to really some major changes to these past years, and you have been trying to come to terms with, you might even still be trying to come to terms with some of those. This might also indicate physical loss of someone with whatever has happened, or physical changes in life, breakaway of things as they were and no longer being the same. And so there's another clarification for this. Now, a lot of you, because of what has happened, you might have, been left so shell-shocked, and so kind of helpless, because you might have been people who've been used to a lot of action, doing things their own way, liking a sense of security, control, and all of that sense of security, control, planning, taking delight in pre-planning and structure might have just been washed away before your very eyes in some major way. And you, as a result of that, you might have literally felt vulnerable or naked or unarmored, as to say, because my attention really goes to this armors. You might have been like warriors, kind of, as I said, liking control, strategizing of your life, and suddenly you felt that none of that worked, or none of what you had planned up to that far, it just went, it would washed away in one instant, all that you had created till that point in some aspect of your life. And so a lot of you might have felt no other way but to go into a state of like almost like inner surrender, or something you have never been guided to do before, which is to get into a meditative state, or whether that was like literal meditation or just going into that inner state of asking for answers, surrendering to God and asking God, what has happened, please guide me, I no longer have control. I for a change, accepting that you are not one who controls your life, who has ever had the power to control anything, and surrendering to spirit. So that kind of letting go of the doing mode and having to come into the being mode, surrendering of the armor, the sense of control, the swords, hung them up because they are no longer of use, and surrendering to a higher plan, asking for answers. It might have not been easy for a lot of you because you've not been used to this way at all, but you've had to trying at least to do this, to find inner answers, to let go of too much need for action, or knowing what happens next, too much surety of what is going to happen next, to find comfort and some sense of acceptance in the not knowing, and just allowing spirit to take over. So that kind of energy of release, of surrender, of going inwards, despite kind of momentary pause, reflection, because there has been no other way. So this has been kind of what's been happening with you in a large way, at least for the past 2 years before this, the beginning of this year. And again, what has been now you have, this is amazing. That's why I like, you know, using different decks. And these were, you know, this rebirth card. It is, you see, as I said, transformation is like almost for the death card, and then you have the rebirth card. See how amazing this is, how amazing this is. So this is basically you know, trying to tell you what is it, what is the lesson that, you know, you have been avoiding for too long. What is the lesson in your life? What is that you know, thing which, you know, you really need to, which the lesson which is really being trying to, which 2022 is really now trying to push you hard to once and for all, you know, learn. What is it that you've been holding on to and not allowing to happen, in which 2022 is now, you know, absolutely guiding you to you know, be able to learn now once and for all, release your resistance, you know, guide you to transcend and heal and learn and move over this lesson which has been maybe been with you, which where you've been stuck with maybe for lifetimes, maybe not just for a single life, but for lifetimes altogether, across dimensions of time and space. Rebirth in some way, this death, this transformation is needed. It's already happened, much of it has already happened, but you're still stuck somewhere in a zone of fear, unsurety, still seeking control, still somewhere seeking and hoping that the past can be recreated, and once again to get that sense of control, which is never going to come back in the same way, not in the way you think it's right for you, not in the way you were used to. So the sooner you get used to this, the sooner this can happen. Rebirth, your life is all set for a rebirth, right? This is used in the druid craft, in the pagan tradition. So this is like literally re-emerging, like the Christ re-emerged. So it's like that kind of, you know, the re-emergence, the rebirth, that's what is set to happen to you if only you will allow it. This is not easy. This is a major arcana card, so major life lesson. But please understand, once major arcana life lessons are understood and transcended and truly learned and embraced, the change which comes into your life, the transformation is also in no way small, it's also major. So this is what it's all set to happen. It's a major transformation, a rebirth of sorts. With death comes, you know, comes rebirth. So don't stay stuck in the middle. Allow this, this is pushing you now. It's taken too long, you've held on for too long, and spirit tried gentle nudges, gentle teaching, gentle cues, and now with these past 2 years it's become forceful more and more, and you will be pushed towards this, especially in this year, to allow this to happen. Which, and you know, you would know whichever aspect of your life this is. Let's throw more clarity on what kind of lessons this is, what, in what aspect of your life, or what shadow self, what unhealed part of you this specifically, or you know, talks about. So let's throw some clarity on that. Letting go. See, nothing could be more clearer. You do have not allowed yourself the art of letting go at all in life. As I said, you've been used to wearing this armor. You've been used to a sense of control. You've been used to knowing too much, strategizing too much. You've been used to too much control and too much, you know, wanting security in what is going to happen tomorrow, planning maybe for you, planning for your kids, plan. That's how your life works, literally, to the point that if you don't have a plan, if you do not feel that you are in control of what's going to happen the next couple of hours, or the next meeting, or the next day, or the next week, you feel like as if you've lost the plot. You feel like you are a loser, or you feel like you're not leading life right. You feel literally restless, you know, you go haywire, or you get irritated, or you start feeling unaccomplished or unsuccessful or empty. You know, letting go. Please understand, this is not a small lesson, and this is for a very serious reason. This reading has been done here today. Now, if you earth is evolving, and people, all of us, remember, we will be guided to choose no matter what, whether you're ready or not, because spirit has given us way too much time. There are different energies. The earth is being polarized by two energies. There's the energy of darkness, there's the energy of light, and the spirit will be guiding each of us to learn our individual lessons. We will be pushed, because it's been gentle for too long. For our highest good, it will be pushing us harder. So to make it easy only for our own selves, we have. The sooner, the better, the easier, and we understand the lesser resistance we offer, the easier for us to. So let go, let go, let go. That sense of control, nature, spirit does not want you to live in that sense of control all the time. And if it's anything to do with specifically with the past 2 years and what has majorly held the attention of the world, please know that there too, I'm not taking specific names here, but there too you have probably tried to have too much control, and you've realized that with all the control and all the you try to do, and all the beliefs and all the information you try to follow like a good person, you know, like being obedient, it did not really lead you anywhere. You realized how little control you had, because that's what nature is trying to teach you, not to live in too much fear in the first place, not to have too much control in the first place, because the universe is there to take care of things for you. It is never you, it was never you. It's because that is an ego-based belief that you hold control of everything, and that you can take care of it, and you can determine its directions just by a few actions, or being in fear, or being extra proactive all the time, or being living in judgment of others who do not follow your way. You feel that you can take care of it all and you can make everything happen your way. That's an ego-based belief. It is false. You have to let go and surrender to spirit. Spirit brings the highest solutions, and where healing cannot come, spirit brings healing in miraculous ways. So let go of the sense, let go of the belief which you might have accumulated from centuries, from lifetimes, that you are the one who controls it all, and your actions, your mind must decide. This is not from your mind, this is not from your ego. Let go, surrender, no matter how hard for you. Because imagine, of course it is hard for you, that's why it's a lesson. If it would have been easy for you, it would have not been a lesson for you. Something else would have been a lesson for you. So let go. Understand this, please. How you're being guided to, you know, this is not, these lessons are difficult. That's why you've been holding on to them for too long, not allowing yourself to really learn them. So this is the guidance from your ancestral spirit, angelic guides, with the unconditional love for you, and how best, you know, you can learn to let go of these lessons. So for me, this cards, the she wolf, unleash the wild within, is again, I feel strongly that you have tried to, you know, live life too much like a good boy or girl, someone, you know, who looks at validation and respect and acceptance from the society in the traditional conservative sense, and too afraid, and maybe wearing too many masks now, literally I could say, for the past 2 years, or in metaphorical ways, you know, a personality who's used to wearing masks, not really showing the true self. Unleash your true self. You know, it's like, you can say to HELL with what people think, for a change to society, to all the ways you've tried to confirm and prove yourself all the time. What is it that the voice, the energy, the passion deep within you wants you to do, to be, to embrace? Be that. Be that. Don't be scared any longer, because this passion needs to come out. You have been literally stifling yourself by, you know, trying to hold on tight to everything, and manage everything and make everything perfect in your life with perfect control, perfect discipline. No. And maybe you've imposed that also on your loved ones, you know. So allow that wildness within you to come out. Now you have to allow the more spontaneous, fun-loving, passionate, you know, the rebel so-called side of you, the unconfirming side, the non-conformist side of you to come out, because this is your soul lesson. You sabotage yourself. You've been limiting your life contrary to what you might be thinking by holding this part of you back, and that's why this needs to now come out. So please allow this to. We also have message from Archangel Michael, the patron saint of police and all those who are in dangerous professions. Archangel Michael, who is the archangel who brings physical protection, actually, you know, protects from dangers. So what is the guidance Archangel Michael brings to you in unconditional love and light, in order to help you along with this card to transcend your lessons? How is it that you can, what is it he wants you to know specifically about this, because he knows how difficult it is for you? Have confidence. So for me, again, see this shield, and in the first card, the armor had been, you know, kept aside. Again, now this is again a shield and a sword drawn. It says have confidence. This is in the sense, have confidence in spirit. Have confidence that being this way, you know, or not being in control or letting go, will still leave you to a higher and better life. Have confidence. Don't worry. Don't feel so vulnerable. Don't feel so scared. Trust more. Have confidence that you're being watched for. You're being guided well, way more guided and way more protected than you can imagine, by not trying to do all that yourself. It says, Archangel Michael, and you can use this prayer. Archangel Michael, please lend me your courage and fortitude. Help me realize that I am one with all that is divine: wisdom, strength, love, creativity, abundance, and health. Allow me to feel confident and peaceful about myself in all ways. And in this, the word peaceful stands out to me. Peaceful because you've never felt, good. You have felt maybe confident when you were in control, but never peaceful. That's not peace. That's an ego-based, way of living. So allow yourself to feel peace, as I said, in not knowing, in not having security, not knowing what's happening tomorrow, but knowing that whatever it is will be better than what your ego could have controlled. So this is the message: to have faith and have confidence that all will be guided well. And then I have a card for you. Finally, which I asked, like, what is it when you are finally, you learn to let go and you learn to take those baby steps despite fear, despite anxiety, despite resistance, to move towards the lessons which you are meant to learn, and you start trusting spirit more and moving ahead despite fears. What is it that you stand to receive at the other end, which you have disallowed yourself from receiving till now? So what is it that you stand to receive from the learning of these lessons, or from starting actually taking the steps you've been guided to? Solitude. So this, it says, in silence, peace prevails. You are being guided. And again, I take it as a beautiful card, because you are being guided to connect to a part of you which you have ignored for long, and therefore you have ignored the amazing, life-changing beauty, insights, wisdom which is wanted to come your way and help evolve you like never before, which all the action, all the doing, all the taking charge of things that you have in the world couldn't have guided you to. So solitude, you will come to know a part of you which you never knew existed before. Infinite wisdom, light, connecting to that inner spirit. Maybe, some of you might be guided to become way more intuitive, even receiving clairvoyance abilities, So in silence, you will learn the beauty of silence and the beauty of letting go. And this is not just to say that that's what is the end. Now, this in turn will guide your life in amazing ways. Whatever you end up doing after this will guide your life in amazing ways, with this intuition, this wisdom, this new, completely transformed part of you, learning to appreciate things you've never appreciated before, connecting to a part of you you've never even known existed. You do not know how it's set to change literally every aspect of your life, even work, even relationships, even the way you see success. It might actually lead you to a lot more joy, abundance, and beauty than you ever expected. So allow this to happen. This is an intuition. This is a space of silence within. This is the clear voice of your own inner self. This is divine light wanting to connect with you. You've never allowed it to, because you've always wanting to be in too much control, too much hurry, too much doing things. With this letting go, because it's allowed you no choice but to surrender, because again and again you tried to exert control but you couldn't. So with leaving you with no choice but to surrender and let go, it wants this to be able to connect with you, because otherwise you never would have. And what else is set to happen to you when you do this? So you mental conflict, you have lived literally a conflicting, dualistic life. On the outside appearing very maybe successful, in control, somebody to be looked up to, somebody admired, that's what you wanted, somebody who has maybe earned society's respect, or your respect of extended family and all, but in mental conflict, in duality, not really in a state of clarity, peace, happiness within. There's always been like tension, stress, mental turmoil, something or the other, and especially in these past years, and conflict and defeat. So this will actually teach you, through this can have multiple meanings. Now, it will actually save you from humiliating sense of loss, emptiness, conflict, or defeat later in life, because you would have learned so much, you would have gotten over so much of the ego's hold, that it's already allowing you to learn that this lesson will no longer be necessary. When you hold too much in control and then your ego has a fall. So this lesson is being guided so that you will come to a place of stability, so a lot of stability through this. So you're being guided to come to this point where you can accept, you know, a lot of, I feel a lot of past lessons not learned because you could not accept conflict. You have never been able to accept what you think is defeat. As I said, always wanting to be ahead, always wanting to be in control, you know, always wanting to lead, always wanting to have a plan how to do it. And so this is also by making you accept for a change what you think, what your ego says is conflict and defeat. It's actually uplifting you, it's making you that much stronger, higher, you know, and padded. It's you have no idea at this point. If you feel that this is not how it resonates with you, I would suggest not to analyze it at all. Just let go, you know. So with this lesson, you do not know how spirit has uplifted you and how it will be working out for you in the coming life significantly, because 2021 was said to be a major transition. The world is changing, accept it or not. It's never going to be the same, which doesn't mean just physical change. It's with the change of insight for all of us, because we are part of this changing world. So these are some of the lessons for you people who chose pile A, and I truly hope that they bring you more and more sense and insight and wisdom and resonate with you as the days unfold in this year to come. Okay, so now here I have pile B with this little Buddha, for those of you who chose this pile. Okay, and now I'm going to go straight down into the reading. So let's see, what is it that you guys have embraced? What energy, what attitude, what feelings, you know, so to say, what choices to get you through with as much ease as possible through the past two years. What is it that was happening with you? What have you chosen to embrace? Okay, so the Three of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. It says planning for long-term abundance from past choices, pride in the success of your labors, be patient as you decide what's next. So I feel in a way you have tried as much as possible through these past 2 years of difficulty and challenge to, you know, to be optimistic, to look at the brighter side, to be optimistic, to, you know, even if you couldn't travel, to be in your mind, to create those avenues opening up for you. So you have, you know, tried to, you know, look at the brighter picture. You've tried to, you almost, you know, you felt like kind of, you felt at the transition, and kind of you have sensed that transition, that something was changing. The world vision for you, the world how it holds for you, it's, you know, it's everything is changing. So you have felt that, and I feel like this is opportunity. So somewhere I feel that you have either taken this, whatever was happening, as an opportunity to open up inwards, to open up some part of your life, you know, as you've taken it as an opportunity, and you've also been grateful for all that it held for you. I feel you've been trying to see at the bigger picture, and you've been trying to connect to spirit. You've been trying to figure out how, you know, how it can help you to expand in the coming years, what it holds for you, how it can lead you to a newer life, what meaning it holds for you in terms of the years which are to follow. And you've maybe tried to, you know, in a way plan for that with spirit. You've also tried to keep up your enthusiasm, you've tried to keep up your you know, optimism in some way. And okay, I have the other card too for this. So yes, family has played now, whatever has been happening with you now. Again, this is a great card to have, the Ten of Pentacles, because it talks of abundance, it talks of family security, joy in the family, basically more about, you know, in terms of resources. So which is a great thing, because it seems that while a lot of people might have been affected in the past 2 years, your abundance has grown in some way or the other. You might have, you know, maybe made a good investment, or received a good investment, maybe even received a legacy, or in some way you have, you know, maybe secured yourself in a considerable way, maybe made an investment, or, you know, something has happened to make you feel more financially secure, which has been a source of financial joy, a greater source of security, a greater source of inner joy, and you've been able to harvest that abundance. Here also it talks of opportunity to some. So some of you might have actually been able to use this period to actually harness some opportunities, to actually be able to harvest growth and abundance of some manner, maybe in your career fields, maybe in your profession, maybe in your work, maybe because you were able to work from home, or maybe because you at the end of everything, when jobs and employment opportunities open, you found yourself a better employment, a better paying job, or more successful, fulfilling job. So whatever it has been, it's some way you've connected to some opportunities, you have connected to more abundance, more financial sense of well-being, more sense of security for your family. So this has been the pattern the past 2 years. And okay, so what is it that you have been stuck in? So this card talks about that. And again, see, these are, both of them are the Three of Wands. So isn't this amazing? We have Three of Wands in this deck and Three of Wands here again. So again, the area of your life where you feel you have been stuck and where lessons will be now guided to be learned in this, starting from this year onwards, 2022 onwards, where you really feel that you are stuck, and where spirit knows you are stuck, and where you've been stuck for too long, and where you will be now pushed to learn and expand and let go, is again the Three of Wands. I have a acute sense that from this card that many of you have been wanting to travel, whether it's travel somewhere towards where your family is, or travel in general, or travel more to the world, or it's a sense of homesickness, or it's a sense of you've been like done with isolation and too much staying at home, and you've really wanted to be out there and travel and explore the world and be at new different places for the sense fresh energy, and no longer wanting to feel stuck and stagnant. You have not been able to do it. You feel stuck because of some reason, stuck. And that's not just a pattern for these past 2 years. It's been a pattern which has been recurring in your life. Something prevents you from traveling, something prevents you or holds you back or creates resistance, and you being able to explore greener pastures or being able to explore the world beyond your home. Something is there, and there's a resistant energy, there is a self-limiting energy there, and this will, unless you learn these lessons, that's where you will be stuck, because you desire to, you yearn to move beyond, but and you know you're not able to, and you also probably know why. What is it that holds you back? What are the fears, the anxieties, which create resistance? So this is now going to be pushed to be guided to heal for highest good and deepest well-being. And then let's look at the card which explains this. What is the pattern that you've been stuck in? Unless you heal this, what is it that you're stuck in? What is it that you limit yourself with unless you heal this? This is also your shadow self. It says home. See, perfect, home. So I sense a sense of deep yearning for home, some place which you call home. So I feel acutely that at least some of you have really, you live far away from your homes, and what has been happening since the past 2 years has really made you cut off. And even though you want to travel, even though you want to really be able to connect with the place you've called home, or your roots, or your loved ones, or that sense of belonging, physically or logistically or emotionally, or through your own inner feeling of disempowerment or resistance or restraints, you have not been able to. And this is not a lesson of just one lifetime or these past 2 years. This is something you have been stuck with over lifetimes. Remember, this time of transition, I say again and again that I'm talking about from 2022. It's not something which happens all the time in the world. This is a new dimension literally for the earth. This is not something which happens on earth all the time. We are literally here to be rising up to a new vibration, which doesn't happen all the time, creating of a new earth, like moving into a new dimension from the 3D dimension. And this energy needs to be released. This homesickness, this sense of isolation, entrapment, yearning, feeling of being uprooted. You need to connect, you need to belong, you need that sense. And somehow it's you feel like this is not there. You've been trying to, but it's not there. You're searching for a home. You're searching for the sense of belonging. Who is your family? Who are your family? Where is home? That sense of finding a place to call home truly, which doesn't mean you don't have a physical home where you stay right now. This is not that what it means. It means in a deep emotional sense, an unhealed part of your heart maybe. So that is what, and being able to physically even travel, healing this part of you is going to go a long way in permanently guiding you to heal this shadow self. So this is what is said to heal. This is how you're feeling stuck, or you feel stuck in home. You feel stuck in your home, but highly likely it's a sense of home that you've yearned for, looked for years, not finding the sense of belonging, that sense of community. You felt isolated. And this is, as I said, not just a 2-year-old pattern. It's been there deep inside you, that sadness, sense of sadness you have carried. It's, if you need to heal this, you're being now pushed to heal this, because you've stayed with it for too long inside you. You know that you do not want this pain any longer. You want to release it, let go, experience the joy of belonging and the sense of home. And spring, so this is again guidance from your ancestral guides and angelic guides and spirit guides on how you can truly help to learn these difficult lessons with what spring. So see your seeds grow. So the upcoming spring, we're already almost at the helm of spring, so this upcoming spring will bring new growth for you, new changes, maybe also in travel. This will bring new fresh changes, new fresh energy, and new some significant changes in your life in regard to this lesson, the upcoming spring season. So be ready to embrace, be ready to allow this fresh energy to come in. Moving to guidance from Archangel Michael. What is Archangel Michael? The patron saint who brings protection, who brings love, who surrounds you with protective energy and cleanses away toxic energy and energy that is not of the light. What is it that he offers you through his unconditional love and light in the learning of your lessons? Again, he says, use your imagination and you will see the answer. So I feel again that some of you have been really feeling stuck because you've been wanting to do something, wanting to heal something, but you find no way. You're literally stuck because you feel disempowered, because you feel there is no way ahead and you cannot, because maybe you're stuck with two choices and none of them resonate. You feel like you have to bang your head against a wall. There is no outlet. But sometimes spirit brings answers with its such ingenuity that you couldn't have imagined. It's asking you to connect to that answer. Maybe it's from inside you, from your inner self, from your spiritual guidance, from your higher self, however it is. Ask it to bring this answer to you, and ask it to help you understand what this answer is in its infinite resourcefulness, infinite imagination. Use your imagination and you'll see the answer. And I'll just read out this prayer for you, and if you want, you can repeat this prayer after me, or you can also even pause the video and use this prayer, make a note of this and use it later. It says, dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help. And now, after this, describe the situation that you're talking about. I gratefully and gracefully accept your help in so and so aspect of my life, or whatever I'm trying to heal, or wherever I'm trying to find this divine answer. You will be guided. Don't worry, because this is a powerful, card. See, through the clouds, through the bursting of the clouds, you see this. Answers are coming, powerfully transformative. And then what is it that you hold to receive at the other end of these lessons? So once you have transcended these lessons, been through these lessons, once you have started, no matter how much the resistance, once you've started cooperating as much as possible with your heart and soul, with spirit, in order to with attitude come what may. Now I can no longer accept my ego bound self. I can no longer accept these limitations which have held me back for so long, which have held me in the entrapment of ego from living my own highest and most authentic life. So when you start embracing this attitude, this part of you, and letting go more and more of the resistance, what is it that there is on the other side of you, which you set to gain? And they couldn't have been a more happy and bountiful looking card. It says passion and pleasure. Savor your life. So again, that sense which I felt in this card, that sense of like emptiness, like yearning for something, a sense of belonging or sense of community. There's a sense of lack, emotional emptiness, sadness, isolation. And look here, the energy of this card, how beautiful this is. Not just a sense of community, but there's joy in that community. You're literally celebrating. There's a bonfire, there's a cozy caravan, there is moonlight, there is energy, there is dancing, there is singing. there's exploring, and this is like, it feels such a warm, such a exciting card. So there's excitement, there's passion. You can have pleasure which you might have felt denied. Passion, pleasure, excitement, exploration, all that awaits you. No more feeling drudgery or tied back or isolated. There is so much joy on the other end. You felt, in some way you felt, almost like constricted. You felt you've been leading a constricted life despite not wanting to. So you are almost like letting go of this sense of constriction and living heartily. That sense of bondage, constriction, which is held too long at your emotional self, it'll be set to be released forever. This is what you have at the other end. Let's see what more about this the other cards says. See, absolutely a firm foundation. So, and solar plexus chakra, again, this talks to me majorly about solar plexus is always about empowerment. So you have gone through a lot of feeling of disempowerment in the past years, and in a lot of your life where you felt disempowered and demotivated, and not accomplished and not joyous enough. Now that sense of disempowerment will be set to leave you once you allow these lessons to start being learned, to start being embraced. And you'll also set up a very firm foundation, which can also be a firm material foundation for your life. So this is a firm, this card is a lot to do about resources. So a firm, solid foundation. So if you've had money concerns or money worries or financial concerns about financial future, financial solidity, they will be set to be cleared away. You are setting, with the doing of this, with the doing of these lessons, with the learning of these lessons, you are set to create a solid foundation, not just material but in so many other ways, a solid foundation for a happy and empowered life. You see, an empowered life where you hold the key to your destiny in connection with spirit. You no longer feel helpless, hopeless, in despair or sad. You feel empowered and joy in your solar plexus, literally. So that sense of solidity, which is based on inner empowerment. Isn't that beautiful? Well, that's the lesson for you, people who chose pile B, and I truly hope that in the coming days unfolding, you understand more and more what these cards meant, but you don't ever forget the advice and the guidance of what they are guiding you to embrace and do. Okay, so that was your reading. Okay, now I have people who chose this little tiny Zen elephant or pile C or pile 3. And let's get straight into the cards. So what are the choices that you have been making, that you have thought best to make, the energy that you've thought best to embrace since the past 2 years of difficulty, challenge, change in the world, to guide you along, and to help you tread through the world. Okay, so first you have the wheel. What has been happening for you? The wheel. So this is definitely an indication that a lot has been changing for you. What's been happening a lot. So it's again sudden or unexpected progress. It's a positive card. Fresh new start at the end of delays. So the wheel of fortune, in some way, with whatever has been happening in the past 2 years, the wheel of fortune, which is like almost a karmic card, an unavoidable karmic change, because the wheel of fortune keeps changing, keeps turning, keeps moving. You cannot stop it even if you want to, and if you offer resistance, it'll only create greater problems and obstruction in your own life. So this has what has been going on in your life, and in a lot of ways I feel since the past 2 years you felt like almost like you've been carried along by the tide of life in a way you never expected, or in a way you cannot understand, or in a way where you even might feel like helpless or loss of control. And at the same time, things are kind of working out for you in unexpected ways, getting even resolved for you in unexpected ways, even when you yourself don't seem to be doing anything or even knowing how to do it. So this is because you are like kind of found yourself thrown on the wheel of fortune in a way which you are becoming aware of. So, and you've maybe realized that offering resistance is futile, and you're just kind of letting go, learning to let go. So this is what's been happening in your life. And children, now this card is a lot to do not just with children but also with your own childhood, and also with things which make you feel nostalgic, like past memories, old family connections, reunion with family members, reunion with old friends. So maybe you've been feeling nostalgic because you were afforded a lot of time alone, especially with, we all had a lot of time at home in the past 2 years. So maybe you've been thought had more time to wander over these connections, had more time to think about, ponder about, reflect upon about these aspects of your childhood or your old relationships or friendships where healing is required, and you had more time to ponder over those aspects. Maybe you were more nostalgic, missing out more, wanting more from your past, maybe even dreaming more about, daydreaming, traveling back into the past to relive old memories. So that has also played a great role in how you've chosen to, embrace the energy and the time afforded by the past 2 years. So there's also says return of people or romances from your part. So you romanticizing how things to be. Now this could also be to do with the time gone by, because the last 2 years have just changed the world, and maybe you've been romanticizing about how things were before that, even wanting to hold back in some way, yearning for it, and feeling nostalgic, but not being able to do much. Maybe you've also been able to meet and rekindle old connections, meet old people, old family members. So this theme has also played big role. Maybe you've also, with whatever's been happening around the world, you've come to a newfound gratitude, a newfound fondness for family, for all things which are of the family and which bring a sense of community and belonging and support. This has played a role along with the Wheel of Fortune. So this is what's been happening, and let's see now what is it that the major change, the very important section of your life, the major change which you will be, or you already are being now pushed to make in your life starting 2020 onwards, something which has been left unlearned and unattended for way too long, so that spirit no longer can allow you to live it that way, and you will be pushed into this aspect to learn this, to evolve into the new earth. You will be, because otherwise it's going to become really difficult and intense for you. Look at that. It's the wheel again, and I've been having this with almost all the piles which I've read till now, all the piles, and this is so interesting because I pick out cards only one pile after the other, and they have no connection with each other, and still seeing this happens, because that's how spirit knows, that's how spirit works. Tarot reading, when you're truly connected to the light. So, and you have these two double cards. So if anything was needed to be reaffirmed, to be stressed, it is this: in some way you have been offering resistance. In some way you've been offering resistance to the wheel of life, to the karmic wheel of life. You've been trying to manipulate or maneuver or control or change or influence things in your life, even major things, which you to change their course, because you have not liked them to be in a certain way, or you've tried to make them go your own way, or rather the ego's way, because based on what you liked and not based on what the spirit knows you need. You see, what we like and what we need are very different things. They're not always the same things, and not always aligned. So in some way, and lots of times in your life, again, not just in the past 2 years, but maybe over many years, this lesson has come up, sporadically from time to time, and then it's, taken a break again, and then come up again in some other aspect. But you've tried to control life too much. You've offered too much resistance in places where destiny was guiding you, to allow things to happen, because it's prarabdha, as we say, the term in Sanskrit. Prarabdha is your past karma, past things, the fruits or efforts, of your past actions, which have to come up, or whatever way. Either you have to, learn something, or either you have to, accept some hard lessons, or you are given some rewards and fruits, whatever it is, because that's already, that chain of events was already set in motion way past in one of your lifetimes, and now and that is what determines what's happening on the wheel now. So to offer resistance is futile. So the best way is to accept with grace, and learn that when you accept with grace, when you let go, when you surrender, things work out way better for you, and the suffering which you thought would come with might really not be needed at all, because all it is about guiding us to accept our lessons. Once the acceptance is there, the suffering needn't be at all. So this part has been missing, and you will be pushed to accept things which you've always been trying to control, or things which may be a specific part of your life you've been offering so much resistance that you've been restricting this wheel process, because of which it's coming up again and again. Allow it to happen, allow this, whichever part of your life this is. Do not offer resistance. Is it a relationship? Is it a way of being? Is it a habit pattern which is addictive or self-sabotaging, but still you've been offering resistance? You've not been allowing things to fall apart or things to change, holding on too many things which are not for your highest good, which don't bring you happiness, but still you've not been allowing change. So what exactly this is, since this is a general reading, I don't know, you would know what exactly this is referring to in your case, but this is definitely something karmic, and you need to let go of control or trying to manipulate or interfere, because it's only going to drag and become more intense and more difficult for you if you do that. Let's see, by not learning this lesson, what is it that you are not allowing to happen in your life? What pattern is it that you are stuck at? So this is a shadow self card, which tells you about your shadow, deep inner subconscious self. Phoenix rising, see? So you are truly, if you truly, because this is a major arcana card. Major arcana is not, they are not small one-day events or few weeks events. They are lifelong lessons. So by not allowing this lesson to, fully be able to come into its own all your life, or for a long part of your life at least, you have been preventing your own growth like a phoenix. You might even think you're very successful, very much in control, very accomplished, very happy, but no, you have actually prevented yourself, held yourself back from literally rising like a phoenix. Your life has been meant to transform majorly, in a major way. You have maybe are here for a major soul purpose, and you have held it back. You've not allowed that phoenix to rise. So this is what you've literally held it back. So this kind of transformation, this kind of soul path is what you will be connected to, but you have held it back as of now. So this is a piece of ancestral angelic guidance from your ancestors, your spirit and angelic guides, on how they offer you unconditional guidance on how you can actually, go about learning these lessons. So they're offering you some words of advice and suggestions. So this says Oracle. It says wait for important information. So in case now some of you, maybe after this reading or before this, you've been feeling stuck, knowing that you need to do something, you need to allow yourself to let go, but you've not been able to because you feel too anxious or you feel too vulnerable, whatever it is, maybe some aspect of your life, because you're unsure, pray to the divinity, connect to the divine, and ask for information to be sent for you in this specific aspect. Some information, some piece of sudden intuitive insight, or some synchronicity, some signs will be sent for you, which you will know the meaning of. So pray to spirit to send you this guidance and to make you aware of what it means for you in context of whatever this lesson is about. Maybe a guidance, a piece of information is what you really need right now to set the ball rolling, to get you started in this first phase, and that will come to you. But allow yourself to be in a space of silence, solitude, maybe in meditation, in order to make space for this piece of invaluable information and guidance to come through. We also have advice here from Archangel Michael, again offering you his divine protective energy. He's a protective saint with supreme protective energy. He offers you his loving wisdom here on in context of these lessons, how you can connect to his energy, and how you can learn these lessons better. What is it that you can really do? So with his protective energy, he offers you this advice. He says sense of humor. And I think that's one of the easiest guidances to follow, because it's just, maybe I think you've been someone who's been taking life too seriously. You've been too entrapped, too serious, too solemn, too worried. And he's just telling you that maybe it's not all that serious the way you have been taking it. Maybe, just leave it, have fun, look at the bright side, smile more, laugh more, find out things, connect to things which make you laugh, joke around. It's all going to be okay. The wheel of fortune is in motion, and you really don't have to do anything. It's all working out on its own. What can be more liberating than that? So let go and instead laugh, knowing that you have nothing to do. Just enjoy, be less serious, loosen up, relax. And the prayer says, thank you for helping me see the humor in this situation so I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I am willing to view my experience in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. So please loosen up, the world is not going to come to an end. It's only changing. The fortunes are only changing, and the wheel of fortune, more than most of the time, it's always a card for good fortune, new beginnings, happy positive outcomes. So allow that to happen. Smile, make the most of this time, relax in your energy, loosen up, and you will find so much miracle, so much promise in all that's happening. And you will also be able to attract loving, healing energy when you lighten up. You will attract energy, you attract similar energy, which makes you feel even more lighter, even more joyous, even more happier. So to attract that energy, be that energy, and it will also help you receive answers, receive all that is right for you in more quicker, in a more efficient way, with lesser and lesser blockages and resistance. Now, to moving towards the end of the reading, we have a few cards to guide you, to let you know what is it that you can hope to achieve or hope to be guided to at the end of learning of these lessons, or even when you're halfway through these lessons, or when you once you really earnestly, no matter how hard it feels, no matter what it takes, when you really start letting go in order to embrace these lessons, what is it that you are allowing yourself to be able to receive by the learning of these lessons? Beautiful. Embracing enthusiasm. It says, shout to the heavens with happiness. So I feel so much joy is coming to you. I feel some of you have been really serious and like kind of stuck in your energy. Serious, solemn, clogged, and too stuck in some patterns of worry or, concern or whatever it is. So it's like, again, humor speaks to me of spontaneity, and enthusiasm also speaks to me about spontaneity. I feel it's about sacral chakra, and it's about solar plexus chakra. So both these regions, which are about our inner empowerment, our sense of pleasure, joy, creativity, fun, passion. So this enthusiasm is set to become a part of your life, whereby if you feel, or even if you didn't sense till now, you've been living life more in kind of a what to say, robotic way, or too much structured way, or like run of the mill way. Now enthusiasm, passion, newness, freshness, and divine inspiration is set to become part of your life once you really set the ball rolling in ways you never expected. Shout to the heavens with happiness, connect to the divinity. There is so much for you out there, because if you've been guided to this phoenix rising, imagine how much energy, how much divine support would be there for you, waiting for you, to tune into it for all these years, maybe for lifetimes. So embrace it now. Connect with heavens, become enthusiastic, become passionate, allow yourself to loosen up, connect to things which uplift your energy, uplift your vibration, connect to nature, be out in nature. Don't always wanting to sit inside or doing the usual things all the time, or worrying. So let go, become free in your heart, become like a child, even if you are a 70-year-old. So do these things, and and this will in turn loosen up, as I said, the energy for more of this to come. So once you really learn these lessons, you're set to connect with a magical energy in your life, kind of really turning your life like a full circle, clearing away the stagnation, the sense of the lack of joy which might have been there for too long, maybe even so long that you no longer even realize it or are aware of it. But this kind of fresh energy, maybe some entirely different new kind of life, things you never imagined, a new work, new way of being, a passion which becomes a job, whatever, a new sense of whole life purpose which was never part of your life. So a new life, we can say a new birth itself. So allow this to happen. And some more cards guiding what might come your way. Heart chakra. See, so when I look at this heart chakra, it strongly tells me that you have really not connected with joy for too long. You've really not connected to life in loving ways. There is some kind of blockage or lack of fully being able to feel love, give love, receive love in joyous, full, harmonious ways. And your heart chakra is all set to open, and humor, laughter, enthusiasm, they all open up your heart chakra. So this is set to, and heart chakra is not just about emotional, it's about religious relationships. It brings that joy in all that you do. It brings that feeling of abundance. It brings that feeling of success. It brings that feeling of accomplishment, wholeness, fulfillment in so many areas of your life. And you've been holding yourself trapped in some way in fear, so that this cage will set to be released. You will be released from this, and more often than not, this is self-imprisonment. This is some kind of self-imprisonment in some patterns which have maybe clung onto you for lifetimes, not just for a single lifetime. And once and for all, you'll be set to be released from these patterns, these self-sabotaging, self-limiting patterns of anxiety, of thought, of behavior, of being, and they hold you prisoner, literally. So you were set to, if you want to let go of these, if you want to be freed once and forever and connect with the sense of enthusiasm and joy and divine inspiration connection, you have to allow it to happen. It's difficult. No one is saying it's easy, because our hardest lessons are the things which keep us the most stuck, are the most difficult to let go of and, you know, to fully be able to transcend. But that's why also so much light lies at the other end of these kinds of heavy lessons. So allow this to happen. Your heart chakra will thank you for it. Your life will be filled with a new, fresh, you know, previously unknown sense of joy, energy, love, and happiness. So, well, people who chose pile C or 3, I truly hope that this will make sense for you more and more in the coming days, months, and years. Let go of it. Don't analyze if it doesn't make everything doesn't make perfect synchronistic sense at this moment, because it does not always work that way in tarot. But trust that you have and you will receive the guidance you were most meant to, in your case, through this reading. And do not forget that the lessons which you were meant to learn based on this reading, do not hold yourself in patterns of resistance, no matter how hard it is. That's the biggest advice I can give you from this reading. So I hope some of it, you know, really comes in handy for you. Okay, so here I have my final pile for people who chose this tiny little heart. Oops. Okay, so here I go. Let's get straight down into this final pile, and let's get reading the energy. What were the choices you made? What was the energy you embraced majorly in the past 2 years of challenge and change for the earth, in order to find your way, to guide your way through whatever was happening in the best possible way? So what was it? Okay, so the Queen of Wands. Now this is a very, I would say it's in a lot of ways balanced energy. Now you did not really stop living. Now you, Queen of Wands, as it says here also, is generous, practical, gracious, materialistic, ability to make everything beautiful. So you have been trying to find the middle way. Now the Queen here, this energy is both intuitive as well as practical. So it's neither, it's not lopsided in any one sense. So you've tried to figure out the perfect balanced, practical way with whatever's been happening, even with all the things, all the restrictions being placed. You've been trying to find your own way. You've been finding to find the middle path, so to say, you know, doing some things which you felt were right, but the other things, you know, using more of your intuition, you know, rather than just blindly believing everything that was told to your intuition, your inner guidance. At the same time, you know, not being really a rebel, using the energy of practicality, something which was logistically workable. So you've been trying to, you know, find a blend of logistical balance as well as intuitive insight and intuitive guidance to deal with all these 2 years. That's what been happening. So it says a sensible approach. Yes, that's definitely a sensible approach, especially when we take into account what's been happening in the past 2 years. Also, going in with this practical energy, you have the Page of Pentacles, which I think very much goes in with the energy of the Queen, of this practical energy, because I feel you have been trying to learn something new in order to really make the best of the limiting circumstances of the past 2 years. You've been trying to maybe, you know, increase your skill sets, or find new skill sets, or learn, do a course, or expand your skills, or polish your skills in a particular aspect, or learn something entirely new in relation to your career, or in order to, you know, be able to expand more, a sub-subject, a subdivision. So something kind of becoming a student, or maybe even start join the university, or start up a new course, something, fresh knowledge, fresh learning, fresh studentship or internship, so to say, something or the other. You have started in order made use of maybe a fresh opportunity, so that which could help you later in life, or in line with your professional or your inner aims or your soul path. So becoming a student, doing hard work, gaining and consolidating of that knowledge, seeking fresh knowledge from the scratch about some subject, or, you know, expanding the knowledge which is already there in a subject of your interest, something which you're passionate about. So gaining new knowledge, or this is also about scholarships. Maybe some of you had happy news about something to do with career, promotion, scholarships, or a new area of study. So this card speaks about all of that. So you've been hard at work in some way, professionally, or as new student or something in some way, gaining of new opportunities, new wisdom, new learning. So you've been hard at it. So this is about putting in mature hard work, investing your time and study into something which will bring future rewards, that kind of investment. So you have been diligently putting your time into something, a lot of you. So let's see, with the start of this especially transitory year 2022, what are the lessons which you will be hard pushed to learn now, and to fully learn once and for all, so that they are no longer a part of your life because they have been stuck for too long, or ignored for too long, or not learned fully for way too long. So what is it that the specific lesson that you will really being guided to learn? Six of Cups. That's interesting. Now, whenever the Six of Cups come, it's always to do with emotions, a lot of emotions, especially something to do with relationships of the past. It could be your childhood. So I feel something in your childhood has been left unhealed. It could be a childhood trauma. It could be a bond with a sibling which is unhealed, or which developed a misunderstanding somewhere and it's been left that way, halfway, or a childhood friendship, or some trauma in the childhood, or some nostalgia, some sense of lack of completion with something to do with childhood, or with someone in your past. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. So something hangs there which has not been brought to completion. You've not brought it to a sense of logical completion. It lacks, it hangs in the middle somewhere, and you will be guided. Or maybe you have something hurt you, there was some trauma, some pain associated with childhood, and because it's too painful, you've tried to escape it, avoid it, and kind of bury it so that you don't have to face it, and the pain it brings to you. So something is there, but it has to be healed in order for you to move ahead. It's been held on to too long, or maybe since past lifetimes, and has come up again in this lifetime because it's not been healed for many lifetimes. So this has to be healed. Now let's look at the shadow self card, or subconscious healing card. This is a very raw deck, and it'll tell us about what what area of your life, how is it that you are really stuck by not learning this lesson, if you refuse to learn of it now. So how is it you are holding yourself in bondage, or in what stuck pattern are you in by not learning this lesson, by avoiding it? Victim consciousness. See, it is a very potent, very powerful deck, and I strongly relate it again to this card. I feel something, at least for some of you who've tuned into this deck, at least for some of you, I feel there is some trauma involved in the childhood, with the childhood, where it's also possible. Now, I'm not saying this is true for everyone, or this is specifically the case for even if it's true for you, but some of you might have felt like abuse. It could be a kind of abuse in the family, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, maybe dealing with the narcissist. Something was there, or you felt disempowered, or something, or because of the behavior of the family, because of the family you grew up in, you've always been kind of taught to be like a victim. You felt helpless, you felt victimized, or you grew up feeling like a victim, and now you carry that victim consciousness with you because it's not been resolved. You've not been able to speak up for yourself, or you've not been able to really resolve it and finish it and heal it, and you carry this victim consciousness. And with this victim consciousness moves with you, not just in that aspect of family life, but it moves with you literally everywhere, in your way of being, in your self-confidence, in your ability to attract and be part of new healthy relationships, bonds, community, profession, your job, your work, in how you view the world, in how you resolve conflicts. So everywhere, it's literally that, like, this is bogging down your life. This is literally holding you back, entrapping you. It's not allowing you to grow. It's making you feel unworthy, inadequate, and it's like keeping you literally back in so powerfully that you do not even realize. So you will be stuck here unless you now allow this part to be released and healed, and spirit will push you like it never did before. Do not doubt it this time. It's not going to be easy on you, so you have to fully cooperate with it. So let's see some guidance here from your ancestral, angelic, and spirit guides who truly, truly love you unconditionally, and they want to give you advice to help you be able to work at these lessons better. It says, winter, take care of your needs. Now, this card is, for me, it feels like either the winter, which is just, just getting over. Now, when we are still here, we're getting over, we're coming towards spring. So either this winter or the upcoming winter will hold important energies for you guys, in some significant transformation, some significant lessons, some significant changes. So be aware, be ready for those. And it also tells you to take care of your needs, of your resources, of your needs for security, of becoming a little protective about yourself, becoming a little more introspective, taking care of your needs. So so winter, whatever it is, the coming winter will hold, or the winter gone by will hold important energies in terms of these lessons. And it's also, I feel, take care of needs that you now, if there have been needs which have been left too far, ignored, neglected, dismissed, now you need to really start taking care of your needs, putting attention on them, going inwards, taking care of the part of you which has been neglected, dismissed, ignored. Maybe that inner child needs healing, the inner child, without healing which you cannot really move ahead in life. So something of that sort, these kind of solemn energies will need to be addressed, will need to be taken care of. Winter is a time for hibernation, for going inwards, for reflection, for introspection, for solitude, for connecting with spirit. So that kind of energy is definitely there. Let's look here at some guidance from Archangel Michael, who in his unconditional love, support, and divine protection for you, clearing away of all toxic, negative, low vibrational energy from around you, who offers you this advice now in relation to this lesson. So let's see, what is it that Archangel Michael wishes for you to hear at this point of time? Forgive yourself. Oh my God. This is a powerful card. You have done nothing wrong. So I feel this, I related immediately to this victim consciousness card. I feel a lot of you might not, please remember, you might not feel this at all in your conscious mind. You might not be even aware of this. You might not even feel this at a conscious level or be aware of this, on the overt level, but you feel guilty for whatever happened. As I said, some of you, I feel strongly that this is about some childhood trauma, wound, even possible abuse of some kind. And in some way, the inner child, as I again talked about inner child here, that inner child is stuck here. It's not moved. It's stuck here. See the child, it's stuck here. And it holds itself guilty of whatever happened. It holds itself responsible, guilty. It feels like a victim. It feels like it was responsible for whatever happened to it. And it's never been freed from that. And that is, I cannot imagine the pain that I sense has happened to you through this, which you do not even realize the way, oh my God, this has held you back, the ways in which it has disempowered your life and without you even being aware. So please take this message of unconditional love and take it to your heart. Archangel Michael is telling you, you are not to feel guilty. You have done nothing wrong. And if it means anything, once and for all, allow that guilt to be released. Seek a counselor if it means anything for you, if you feel that's the case, or do past life regression, or meditate, or connect with the divinity aspect of divinity you connect to, work with God, work with spirit, however it is, do a regression or hypnosis or whatever works for you, whatever you feel guided toward, but work to clear this inner child, work to heal it, work to clear it. I also always talk of Ho'oponopono, which is a very, very powerful device to heal the inner child. I will also be sharing, I hope soon, some video on Ho'oponopono healing here on my channel. So forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. So this is an energy of guilt here, of guilt, of shame, of inadequacy, of unworthiness. And as I said, please do not be surprised. You might not have been conscious of this, at least very overtly on the surface. This is inside you, or you might have been aware, and by my saying this, now you're becoming more aware that yes, you have felt these emotions. Archangel Michael wants you to let go of all that so that you can heal and release things which were not your weight, not your burdens, not your shame, not your guilt. It says the prayer, and please feel free to pause this video and repeat the prayer after me, or even later, whenever you want to. It says, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. And as I say this, I also have another insight which I want to share, that this, whatever this is, this might not have been something trauma or abuse which happened to you. It might have been something which inadvertently happened through you to someone else. Maybe you felt, that you did injustice to another sibling or another person, or, because of you, something bad happened to them, or whatever it is. And that's why you blame yourself all the time, or you feel like you didn't treat someone right, but it's not your fault. You were a child, right? So whatever this has happened, whatever this is, Archangel Michael's reassurance that you are not to feel guilty or oppressed, not your fault, whatever it is, but set it to healing. Start healing it now. Start bringing it out in the open. Work, as I said, with so many various ways, whatever resonates with you, to heal it, clear it once and for all, because you don't know what magic is set to flow into your life once you truly set the ball rolling for this healing, which has been ignored for too long. And now let's finally look at what is set to flow into your life, which you're blocking right now. Once you allow this healing to start happening and gain momentum, what is it that you are set to receive in your life? What is it that you will allow to actually flow into your life? Joy and delight. Oh my God, could anything have been better and a more straightforward answer? Which of us would not like to receive joy and delight as an answer to what is it we are set to receive, right? It says open your heart to joy. Maybe you guilt, shame, some and kind of escapism, you've been trying to block that part of you, whatever happened, this, maybe this is, in so many ways it's blocked your heart to joy, but now you will be allowing that joy to come in, because you deserve it. You deserve to allow it to flow from all quarters, from all around you. See, there's a magical quality of this joy. It's not a small pleasure or event of pleasure. There's a difference between joy and pleasure. Joy is more from the inner being. There's a magical quality, and you're set to allow that, and you will feel the change, the transformation of that in your life. It will not be a one day when you'll feel it literally transforming the fabric of your life, and you will sense the change of the life you've led till now, and the quality of what you will leave once you allow this healing to happen. See, this is what it is. And other cards also to guide you. There is going to be movement. It will allow you way more movement, choices and decisions, things where you might have felt stuck. Now this will also, I feel, open many more movements, choices and decisions for you. Many more options. It will open up your options, and you will find many more opportunities and many more options to choose from wisely when you allow this to happen, which might have been closed off to you right now. So that could happen in a lot of ways. And justice, this card is justice. It's a major arcana card, which means it's a major life indicative of major life lessons and events. In some way, balance would be restored, or karmic justice would be restored in your life. Justice will be served. You will be taken care of. This is a card which has come out straight, which it usually means that it's going to be all in your favor. If some injustice was done, or if you felt there was some injustice you ended up doing to someone, or indirectly were involved in that, and you hold the guilt or shame for that, please understand that it was a karmic thing, maybe a karmic burden you had to bear, but it's all coming to pass now. It will be cleared. It will be set right. Justice will be done, and you will be taken care of. There will be balance restored. There will be, nature works with neutrality, and the time for balance and fairness has come, and you may be paid off your debts, and this thing will now be set to order for you in a major way, which will impact your life positively. Divine justice, divine order will be restored for you. So allow this healing to happen. Phew. So I think this was a powerful reading. I think this was a quick but a very powerful reading for you guys. There's a lot of powerful energy waiting for you, not just to release, but to flow into your life once you release the old energy. So all very powerful. So please allow this to happen, and I hope that this reading will make of course, it might not resonate 100% with everyone, especially this is also general reading, but I do hope that it makes more and more sense for you as the coming days and years and months of 2022 unfold, and you're guided more and more to tune into and align into actions which support this kind of growth and this healing into your life. So I truly hope, guys, that helps you and brings you light in lots of ways. So, okay, guys, that is all that I had for you today. I truly hope that some guidance in the piles resonated with you all. That's all for today. But don't forget to come back to my channel for more tarot readings, and not just for tarot readings, for more stuff on different kinds of subjects, including healing, Reiki healing, including spiritual videos, audio readings, and more of that stuff. And we all stay connected. Till next time, take care and be in the light.